Today on Mac's Handy Gadgets, we're going to be making pot roast with potatoes, carrots, and celery. So let's get started. Now for our pot roast recipe here, we're going to be using 3 stalks of celery, and I'm just going to split them in half and then go ahead and cut them up in large chunks, and we'll add them to the pot when we're ready to cook the pot roast. And it adds a bit of crunch to the pot roast, so it's good. Okay, it looks like these carrots are small enough, we don't need to chop them. But if there's any real big ones in there, we'll just cut them in half. So I think we're going to end up using about half this bag, which would be about a pound of carrots. There you go. That's perfect. Now with our carrots and celery, we're going to be adding, I guess, maybe a 2 pound maybe of potatoes. And these are small gold potatoes, so I picked the smallest ones I got out of my bag. There is a couple big ones in there. I might use a couple more. We'll see. We can always quarter them, right? Now we're going to slice up 2 medium-sized onions. We'll just cut them in. We can cut them in nice chunks like that because we want them big. We're going to use these to deglaze our pot and add flavor to the pot roast. Now we're just going to cut them in half again. And that ought to be it right there. Okay, we're done. This is a simple meal, but a good one, and it doesn't take too long to make. The whole thing may be an hour and a half. Okay guys, we're going to be making our pot roast taste really good, so we got 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of dried onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoon of seasoned salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes. Now you just want to mix these all together, kind of get all the flavors incorporated, and that makes for a really good rub for our roast. Okay, it's time to season the meat. Now this piece of meat here, the bottom of the round Angus piece, seems to not have a lot of fat cap on there, so I think we're going to just go ahead and spritz it with a little bit of oil to help the spices stick. I did pat it dry, so let's get a little bit of the spices on there. And rub them in. Of course my hands are nice and clean. Let's flip it over. Rub them in. Put it on there. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of fat cap there, but we're going to make sure we well season this baby. Get her all seasoned up, even the edges. Make sure we get everywhere on here. Yep, it looks good. This is going to be really tasty when it's all done with all these spices and seasonings on here. So next up, all we have to do is sear it, and then we'll add our onions in there and deglaze the pot. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, now it's time to saute our meat, and we're going to be adding to the Instant Pot here about 4 ounces of oil, olive oil, and we're going to set our Instant Pot to saute. Well, it looks like our Instant Pot's up to temperature, ready to saute, so we're going to take our meat and lay it right in there and saute both sides for a couple minutes. Okay, I think it's time to flip our meat. It's been going a good minute, minute and a half. Maybe we ought to flip this one. See how good it is. It's not too bad. Okay, it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get that out of there, and then we'll deglaze our pot. Okay, now you want to add some butter and start to deglaze this pot. Let's get all them bits off. You don't have to get them all off, but just loosen them up good. And with that, we're going to add our onions. Now, onions have a little bit of water in them, so it should deglaze that pretty good, and we'll cook them down a little bit. Maybe 3 minutes. Get all that good flavoring on there from the spices and everything. Just keep stirring until we don't want anything to stick down the bottom, so we make sure everything's kind of loose. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic and give that a stir. Two tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Add our seasoned meat to the trivet and put it right in there. Add 2 cups of beef stock. Add 1 cup of dry red wine, drinking wine, not cooking wine. Just go ahead and pour that in. There you go. You remember that basket we bought with the accessories kit? We're going to try it out today. So we're going to add our potatoes to the basket here. And hopefully we can get our lid shut. Yeah, put our carrots in. And we're going to put our celery on top of that. Just like that. And maybe a couple more carrots. We'll finish it up, see what we can do here. Let's see if it fits. Okay, let's add our vegetables to the pot. Let's see if we can get them to stay in there. They got nice little handles. Yeah, it looks like they'll be alright. I can just set them right in the middle. There you go. Now all we got to do is put our lid on and set our Instant Pot to cook. Okay, now all we have to do is set our Instant Pot to pressure cook, and we're going to dial it in for 60 minutes or 1 hour. 1 hour on high and hit start. Now we are going to cook it for 1 hour on high, and then afterwards we're going to let it do a natural release for 15 minutes, and then at the end we'll do a quick release after that. I'll bring you back when it starts to cook. And there it is, 1 hour on the clock. Yeah, since this recipe calls for, a cup of wine, I figure since I had to crack open a brand new bottle of wine, we might as well just have a little glass or something like that. Right? That sounds good. Cheers. Well, it looks like we're coming up on 1 minute to finish our cook time here. We're counting down together here. It should be pretty close. Done cooking. There we go. We're going on a natural release here, and the time should start. Yep. Looks like we got 1 minute on the clock as far as the natural release time, and we're looking for 15. So I'll bring you back when it's about 15 minutes. Of course, when you got a 10-11 minutes left on the clock, and you're just waiting to finish the natural release. Hey, what else is there to do? You might as well have a little taste. Right? Cheers. Well, we went past our natural release time by 3 minutes. So now we're going to release it, do a quick release, and we're going to take a peek inside, and I'll bring you with me. Okay, let's do a quick release. Release all the steam that's in there. I was thinking maybe if I waited those extra 2-3 minutes that the pin would drop on its own, but no, there was a lot of steam left in there. So when that's finished and the pin drops, we'll be able to open the lid and I'll bring you back. Pin just dropped, so pressure has released. Can you see anything? It's a bit foggy up there, isn't it? It might clear up in a month or two. What do you think? Yep, the steam cleared up. I'm gonna see if they're done. The potatoes are definitely done. The carrots are done, and everything looks really good. Okay, yeah, it's really easy to take out these vegetables with that basket. Now we're gonna take out that roast. Let me get a plate for it. Now we're gonna be making a cornstarch slurry to thicken our gravy of our pot roast. So we're gonna be using 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 3 tablespoons of water. Now we're going to mix that up. Keep mixing until it's smooth. No lumps. We're going to add that to our Instant Pot, and it should thicken it up pretty good. Now we're going to put our Instant Pot on saute mode. Time says 30, but that doesn't matter. We'll use what we want, and it's on high, and we're going to hit start. Okay, it started to boil a little bit there, simmer, and we're going to add our slurry in there, and then we're going to stir it up, and it should thicken that up nicely. Yep, it looks good. Okay, now all we have to do is add our vegetables in there. We can just dump them right in there real gradually like. There you go. And we'll give them a little stir. So we have our potatoes, carrots, and celery in there. And they're not mushy. So it looks good. Okay. Now all we got to do is slice up our roast. Yeah, now since we use the trivet to put our roast on, we can just pick it up, bring it over here, and we can flip it right over. It's probably still warm. It is warm. Now we're going to slice it up. All right. Let's see how it looks. Now it's going to fall apart on you a little bit. I like them pretty, not real thick, but Looks pretty good. Looks really good, actually. Nice slices. Now you could let this cool and slice it a little thinner and make a sandwich out of it. Roast beef sandwich. Or you could leave it this way and make a really good hot roast beef sandwich. And which it's what it is right now. It's hot. Really hot, actually. I'm trying not to break it up too much. But anyway, there you go. That really looks good. Alright, let me plate that up. Okay. We're going to plate this up. Put that whole pile of roast beef on the plate. Just like that. That looks really good. We're going to get some of our vegetables out and put them alongside there. To this side, yeah. We'll put them all around the edge. I might need a bigger plate. Let's get some of the carrots out. Put another potato over here. Just like that. Well, there you have it, guys. Instant pot roast. And the potatoes and everything are still beautiful. The skins on them, they're not all mushy. I can't believe it. Now I'm going to add a little more of this gravy on top. With the onions and all in there and the celery. You can't beat that right there. So let me test that out. Oh yeah, is it tender? Oh my God. Melt in your mouth tender. And what about the carrot? Perfect. Not mushy, just perfect. How's the potato? It is perfect. You can see it. It's perfect. Oh my God. I gotta have another piece. Oh, that's just beautiful. Well, there you go, guys. That is really a beautiful roast. Very tender and juicy, and nothing's dried out. It's really good. And you can slice it without it completely falling apart. That's what's good. You can make a sandwich out of it. You can do whatever you want. It's really good. Your guests are going to love this. They'll be knocking at the door every time you make it. That's for sure. Alright, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.